お二方目のご発表に、移らせていただきたいと思います。お二方目は、本学の、客員助教でいらっしゃいます、ビルゲ・サイハン先生です。本日は、A trial to classify Mongolian legal documents using deep learning ということで、英語でご発表くださいます。ビルゲ・サイハン先生、ご用意ができましたらよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、ご紹介に扱ったビルゲセハンと申します。声が聞こえていますでしょうか？
大丈夫です。
はい、すいません。はい。そうですね。本日は深層学習を用いたモンゴル派的文章を文章分類する取り組みについてちょっと発表させていただきます。申し訳ございませんが、英語も日本語も私の母国ではありません。ね、で、そして、こういう法的表現とか専門用語がなかなか難しいので、申し訳ないんですけど、英語の方が少し楽だと思って、本日は英語で発表させていただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。タイトルに関して、アートリサーチセンターの研究よりちょっと違ったというか、関連が関係がにくい発表になりますが、よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めたいと思います。Good evening. My name is Bilik Sekhan, and I'm a visiting researcher at the Research Organization of Science and Technology at the Ritsumeikan University. Today, I'm going to talk about some trials to classify Mongolian legal documents using deep learning. So neither English nor Japanese is not mother tongue, so I don't have any legal background. So my major is computer science, but I will do my best to give a presentation. Okay. Then, okay. Let me start, introduce some encouragements. Why we are starting or conducting such a research. So recently, we have some requests from the research collaborators to do some AI-based, deep learning-based analysis of Mongolian legal documents. So this is a kind of joint research, and we have a certain requests from the Mongolia. Yeah. Then the initial aim was to develop a decision support system. It's a kind of huge system, but today just I will introduce about some parts to classify the legal documents. So this research is conducted with the collaboration with the Professor Akira Maeda at the College of Information Science and Engineering of the Ritsumeikan University, and D2 student from Mongolia, Garma Batsur. She's conducting PhD research at the Graduate School of Information Science and Engineering, and she have a legal background. So also we all know that they have more data available in the recent decades, recent years, yeah. From Mongolian case, publicly available Mongolian legal documents at the public domain, yeah, have increased, I would say, dramatically in recent years. So such a huge amount of data is necessary for conducting AI or deep learning-based research. So we have more data, yeah. So also about the hardware and processing power, yeah, CPU and GPU is, increased, have a recent tremendous increasement in the recent years. So we can do AI calculation more faster than before. So all this encouragement and motivations are led to us to conduct such a research, namely research to analyze Mongolian legal documents using deep learning. So, yes, then I will today show some preliminary results of this research. Okay, this is some relevant researches, not all, there are many. Before starting any research, we would do some, literature review and research about the related works, etc. Yeah, the first three, actually, research is related to English-speaking countries, and probably they have some service named Logix. Yeah, this is AI-based service, and using this service, some non-disclosure agreement analysis conducted by the computers, AIs. So they saying that the result is, this outperforms the average 85 accuracy of the experienced human layers. Yeah. So the system achieved 94 in accuracy. So they are saying that this system is beating human layers. Also, they have several English, based legal analysis there. Then about non-English, maybe here is the Portuguese approach research. They proposed a hierarchical deep learning model for classifying Portuguese language legal documents, probably written in Portuguese. Yeah. Then in Europe, Estonia is famous to have a commitment to become 100% digital nations or something like that. They have a quite ambitious goal to, have a AI-powered judge to analyze Estonian legal documents. Then they just have a commitment, yeah. But the idea is just human judge will review their final decision and results. And these are English and Portuguese. So how about the Estonian language? Yeah, and how about Mongolian? So our language is a little bit low resource language. We have a few research on natural language processing, etc. And especially for researchers like legal documents, we have a very few researchers. It's talking about languages, yeah, English and non-English language. But at the low level, seems like the system is, they have a main two different legal systems. One of them is civil law and another is common law. So Mongolia follows the civil law system. Maybe it's Japanese, I don't know how to say, Tairikuho. The other one is the common law, yeah. So most of the English-speaking countries are using the common law system. So decision and the court is a little bit different. So even they're having good achievements in the English, so it doesn't guarantee to work in Mongolian case, and especially for the civil law, we have to confirm it, yeah. Okay, this then about the models, and we just investigated whether they have existing models or not. So among many AI models, the famous model, there is many famous models, but among them, many researchers used the model is named bidirectional encoder representation from transformers. In short, it's called BERT. So actually, it's there are several languages, multilingual model, but for Mongolian language, some researchers created Mongolian BERT model by learning 500 million Mongolian words. So these words are extracted from Mongolian news articles, about 700 million words, and plus Mongolian Wikipedia dump, articles dumps, yeah. So this model is trained on 500 million, just everyday use words, something like that. Setting us here. So then we tested this model, whether this model work for our case or not. So our immediate goal was first to classify text, Mongolian legal documents. Yeah, this BERT model have a very diverse usages. Even it can be used for machine translation and many different, usages. And there is Mongolian BERT model. So also based on this Mongolian BERT model, other researchers also developed text classification model for Mongolian language. So this dataset is consists of only news articles. So 75K, 75,000 approximately, yeah, Mongolian news articles is trained. And this model aims to classify all this news into 9 categories. So 9 categories here: art and culture, economy, health, legal, politics, sports, technology, education, and natural and environment. So we just tested this model, how it works well, etc. Yeah, data distribution shown here. Then as seen from these slides, majority of the news articles are talking about politics, and then almost equal-sized news talking about sports. Then third largest news is talking about economy, etc. Then only 8,000 legal related news included in this data set. So it's not much. So our goal is to deal with the legal documents, not just ordinary news articles, etc. But anyway, we have such model, existing model we tested, and these slides shows the performance and the results. Yeah, and actually they have 4 different models: BERT, large, and base. Large means a little bit bigger model, and base is smaller model. Then for Mongolian language, it's a case-sensitive language, so uppercase and capitalization have a meaning. So that's why they have again 2 models within large and base. So we just didn't interested in base, BERT base. We just interested in BERT large. And there are 2 models. One is cased, another is uncased. So we tested both models, and the result is here. So from here, we can see cased model shows better results in classifying sports-related news. Maybe 90%, yeah, showing results, good results in the sports news. Then for legal documents, it's less than 70%. Yeah. Then uncased model, if you see here again, this uncased BERT Mongolian large model have a better performance on sports news articles. Yeah. So for legal, it's improving, but it's a little bit not satisfied for us. So let's see another way. Here, this slide is shown about the confusion matrix. So this is showing how this deep learning model is confusing among categories. So from here is the actual correct label, and this axis showing the predicted labels. So this model will predict categories. Yeah. If the model works 100%, all the number of the documents should be listed in the diagonally here, and rest of the values should be 0 if its model is working well. Yeah, but actual result is, we can see here. If here is the number of documents or here is the digits, so this model is confusing. From here, case BERT model, yeah, largest amount is maybe 400. So this model is confusing with the economy news against the politics. So actual news is belongs to politics, but model is classifying or predicting as the economy. There's a confusion between politics and economy. Also, another large number is maybe here, technology and economy, and also natural and environment versus economy. Also here, legal again is confused with the economy here. Then how about the uncased? Uncased model is we just don't consider upper cases and capitalized terms or words, just treating as a small lowercase, yeah. So it's a little bit better than this one. Then, but still they have a certain degree of confusion among politics and economy. So actual news is politics, but among them 152 news articles are categorized or labeled or classified as economy. Then let's see here. Then actual correct news is economy, yeah, here, but this model is labeled as a politics. So it's was vice versa, yeah. So both between politics and economy have a confusion. Also, economy versus politics, there is a confusion. So existing text classification result is here. So this is classifying about the news articles, yeah, not the legal documents. It might include news about some legal things like, okay, Parliament is endorsed law, blah, 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 or there was crime, something like that, news, yeah. But for actual legal documents, it's a little bit different. It's official, kind of official written document, yeah. So our main goal is classify legal documents. So that's why we have to use the legal documents. So what kind of documents we are now downloaded and collected and utilizing is shown in this slides. This data can be downloaded freely from the legal integrated information data system, Mongolian, yeah, from this here. And they have a predefined 13 categories. So for example, government resolution and parliament resolutions and some self-governing bodies, resolution of self-governing bodies. Also law, Mongolian laws, also ministries decrees. There are several different ministries, yeah. Then international treaties concluded or ratified by Mongolia. These are numbers of the documents, etc. Then also there's some constitutional court decisions and president's decrees and state Supreme Court's resolution. Also various committees decision, etc., etc. The numbers are small, but such data is available. Yeah. Then next thing is using the existing classification method, which I mentioned before, trained on news articles. There is existing model, yeah. And in the previous slide, I was briefly explaining about the data sets of legal documents. So using the existing classification text classification model, we tested this model on the legal documents, which I mentioned before, yeah, Mongolian laws, parliament decrees, president's decrees, ministry's orders, etc. All these 13 categories we treated as just one legal document. Then we analyzed the results. All the documents, 100% legal documents, belongs to legal category, yeah. Then, but the result is a little bit not good. So even all documents are legal documents, this model is categorizing or labeling as an economy. It's more than half of over 52% of the document is labeled or categorized as economy. Yeah. Then only 1/3, 30% is correctly labeled as legal documents. This is a case model. Yeah. Then if you test uncased model, result is a little bit better, but less than half. 42, approximately 42% is correctly labeled as legal documents. Then again, 1/3, 33% is labeled as politics here. But case model, more than half of the document labeled as economy. Yeah? Politics is just less than 9%. But in the uncased birth Mongolian large model, the politics is become higher here. Then economy is also approximately 12% is here. So which means if you use the existing model, which is classification model of Mongolian documents, yeah, then if you try to classify legal documents using the existing model, maybe for this scale, half of documents will incorrectly categorize them as an economy. So I think it's not good. It's not a satisfactory result. So that's why we're just working on trying to improve this model's results. Yeah. So we're just working on the model named Legal Birth Mongolian. Here is some additional words, legal. So this is just a little bit technical things, and the deep learning AI will learn by themselves. There are many parameters, trainable parameters, and model will, learn by train using these settings. And for the Mongolian language, tokenizer is different than Japanese. In Japan is, there is no space between the words, yeah. But English have some spaces between the words. Mongolian language is a little bit similar to that one, so we have to tokenize each sentences, and then within sentence we have to split into words, etc. This model have some limitations, like 512 tokens. So which means technically 512 words can be used in this model. There's a limitation, but we just working to improve it. And this is a setting for the model we are working on. Then let's see the results. We tested this legal birth Mongolian model on using the two different datasets, because this legal documents, a little bit less than news articles, and we just injected both documents into the model altogether around less than 90K documents. Yeah. So balance, in terms of balance, data distribution or things, legal document is increased, which occupies 22% of the entire documents. Then second largest category is maybe sports. Then third, same, yeah, politics and sports are same. And fourth largest set of the documents is economy. We just combined all these legal documents and news articles. Then trained, and again try to classify into the general categories, same as the news articles categories, yeah, I mentioned before. So we aim to classify into the art and culture and economy, health, legal, politics, sports, technology, education, and natural environments. So we just first classified into very general category, yeah. This is the result for the this legal birth Mongolian model. Then, same as the previous models, there are two versions, cased model, uncased model. Let's see the results of the cased legal birth Mongolian. Then, okay, top precision is natural and the environment is, have a 89% of precision, yeah. Then in terms of recall, also sports is also having good results in sports. Then, but our goal is to classify legal documents. So we just seeing these results of classifying legal documents. Yeah, it's improved, a little bit improved, but less than 90 for the cased model. Yeah, the uncased model is a little bit, yeah, better. So 91% precision and 87 in recall and 89 in F score in classifying legal documents. The same as the previous existing model, the sports category is having better, highest results. So this is the result of classifying news and legal documents into general categories. General categories is here, arts, economy, etc. Then let's see again the confusion matrix of the text classification task. Then if we see less numbers here, maybe model is working well. If we see 3 digits, so I mean, depends on the number sets, but the higher number is not good. So let's see the higher numbers. Legal is again confused with economy here, yeah. And second one is technology is again confused with the economy. Okay, let's see this axis. Politics is confused with economy here. Then also sport is confused with arts and cultures, yeah. Then how about the uncased model? Numbers are it's not a little bit smaller, yeah. But if you see here, again, politics and economy, 250 documents still incorrectly labeled as economy. And maybe here is legal is again confused with the economy. The actual correct category should be legal, but model is categories classifying or labeling as economy. From this side, again, economy and politics. So actual document is belongs to economy, but model is predicting as a politics. Yeah, here is legal and politics. So still not perfect, but a little bit improvement there. And we compared all these models here and shown the results in one table. So this cased birth Mongolian large and uncased birth Mongolian large is an existing model, which is developed by other researchers. Then this is a model we are working on, which aims to classify legal documents. So this result is for classifying legal results. Then if you see in this comparison table, maybe uncased version of legal birth Mongolian is better than other three models, yeah. So then another thing is it's a little bit confusing. The previous test was to classify into the general categories. Most of them is news-related categories, yeah. So here we classifying legal documents into the legal categories. not news categories. So legal categories is a little bit, we should consider whether we should use all these predefined categories or not, or we have to think about other categories. So in terms of timing, we just using this existing predefined 13 categories, which I mentioned before, yeah, government resolutions and parliament resolutions and Mongolian law, etc. So maybe this graph is can be seen here, and there is some unbalanced data. This is the actual data which we downloaded from the public domain. Yeah. Then among the all data sets, the government resolution is almost 42%. So this unbalanced. Yeah? Remaining documents, they have a few numbers, and second largest one is maybe parliament resolution. So, well, our country is, have a government and parliament. Other thing is that we have a mix of things. We have also a president, yeah, and elected by the all the citizens, president, yeah. But parliament is elected by the representative things. Then, well, this is data result. So majority of the data is related to government resolution. This is unbalanced result data set. If you send this data to the models, the result is here. This is not final result. We're still working on to improve it. So as I said before, if the model works very well, this diagonally value should be the total number of the documents, and here should be 0. Yeah, but this pink value is quite high. Let's see. Parliament resolution is confused with the government resolution. So model is confusing. Is it parliament resolution or is it a government resolution? There also here is the parliament resolution is confused with the parliament. This is the diagonal value, yeah? Oh, sorry. The ministerial decrees are confused with the government resolutions. From this model, if we look for the largest number, maybe this one, yeah. Ministerial decrees are confused with the government, 1, 2, 3, 4, government resolution, yeah. Then, yeah, also confused with the decision of heads of the bodies appointed by the parliament or something like that. Still, there is a confusion. So we can see from this slide, we just listed the most confusing categories. If we do this classification by AI deep learning model based on the birth, we want to classify Mongolian legal document. If you want to, we classified the Mongolian news articles. Yeah, there is a general categories. Among these categories, the most confusing categories are economy versus politics, and politics versus economy. Also, natural and environment versus economy. About the legal documents, and using our model, still they have many confusions among the categories. You can see here more than half of the parliament, more than half, it's a quite number, yeah? Half of the parliament resolutions are labeled or categorized as the government resolution. So not incorrectly labeling as a government resolution, yeah? Then also majority of the ministerial degrees are labeled as the government resolution. Model is confusing with the ministerial degrees with the government resolutions, etc. Then for case one, uncased one, again, parliament resolution is confused with the government resolution. Also ministerial degrees are confused with the government agencies regulation or government resolutions. So this computer model is confusing among these. Maybe it's a similar, maybe they have a similar sentences or similar chapters or similar parts, something like that. Yeah. So we just work on the system. So in terms of timing, let's skip it. And we're doing some manual analysis. We just improve the results. So about analyzing the structural units of the Mongolian law, it's not entire all law, but just 144 Mongolian laws. We just analyzed, and we can identify 16 units, which consist of this structure, type documents, etc. Then these 16 units can be categorized into 14 patterns, then which is consist of these 16 units. Some of them are not including all the sections, etc. Yeah. Then almost 65% is belongs to pattern 1. Let's see the pattern 1. Maybe is like they have a type of documents and titles and chapters and articles, etc. Yeah. So this is all the patterns. So sorry, time is running, so let's skip it. And this is the example of the Mongolian law. It's the actual document. The type of document is written here in uppercase and all in capitalized letter. Yeah. Then the law title is again in capitalized letter. Then maybe chapter name is here, and it's like first letter is capitalized, and the article is here. So all these structural units should be, injected to the model. Then maybe this feature, such a feature, talk choice might be useful for the deep learning models. We're just working on it, and not the result is not yet received. Yeah. Then here is shown some features and detailed information of each unit. For example, it's a little bit small. For example, law title have some strict rules, like it should be written on the type of documents without additional line break between type of the documents and law title, something like that. Yeah? Law title should be written in capital letters or something like that. Each structural unit have some formal official way of writing. So we just working how to utilize this analyze information properly injected in the deep learning models, how to use these parameters correctly. So also we are working on the other data. So previous data was like legal documents, which is endorsed by some government bodies, etc. Yeah. So for court decision, we are just collecting all these things. They have 3 levels of each court, and in Mongolia have a criminal and civil administrative courts, 3 courts, and each court have 3 levels. First instance, appellate, and reviewing on controlling stage. We're just collecting on it. It's highly related to the civil law against the common law things. Yeah, maybe Japan is similar to this way, like follows the Taihei common law version. Yeah, I'm not expert on the legal documents, but yeah, anyway, we're just collecting all this data and testing them. So I'm sorry, just let's summarize. And we're working on computer model, deep learning model for classifying Mongolian legal documents. Well, AI, yeah, using AI, we just want to classify Mongolian legal documents. We just showed some results. Then among these experiments, the uncased model is showing better results. But still there is some confusions between different categories. Yeah, this is general category, and this is some legal categories. So some distinct features are necessary. How to distinguish these classification categories because there are confusion. Yeah. So also the case modern languages case sensitive have to be injected properly is there under consideration. As shown in the previous slide, there is a strict rules like saying that all the titles should be written in all capital letters or something like that. Yeah. Then test result is, we are just waiting the result Mongolian Carter sessions. So that's all for me, today's presentation. So time is running out. Thank you for your attention. And if you have any comments, advice, please welcome.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Gesai-han Sensei.
Thank you.
We have few minutes left. We have any questions from audience? 日本語でも英語でも、お答えくださると思いますけれども、ご質問、コメント等ありますでしょうか。
じゃあ、いいですか？聞こえますか？
はい、矢野先生、お願いいたします。
Thank you very much for your talk. And I was wondering if this is a challenging textual analysis for the Mongolian language. So, but I'm not sure detail about the technical perspective. But I have two questions about your data. So, when can a legal document in Mongolian be traced back to? So, just the Mongolian database, just the current one. So I'm very interested in the historical one. So when can legal document be traced back? And the second question is, if this classification is successful, what future collaboration possibility with political science and history is possible?
Okay. Thank you for your question. So if I understood correctly, in terms of history, maybe since the 1921, yes, we just had a kind of socialist country, and after the 1990, we moved to the democratic country. Mm-hmm. So the current data is almost 100% about the democratic, political related documents, which means most of the documents are from modern age and since 1997 or something like that. In the middle, we had before we had a different kind of parliament. So, yeah.
And do you know now it's exhibition at Minpaku, the National Museum?
Yes.
And the Mongolian past 100 years. So this weekend, this golden week, I visited.
Oh, okay.
So, it's very interesting. So if you have 100 years legal document of the Mongolian, should be very interesting. So, and that is the second question about some collaboration with political science and the history.
Okay. In the first question, I have another clarification. Before 1946, we using different script, which is called traditional Mongolian script. Then after 1946, we started using Cyrillic script. Mm-hmm. So the old historical documents, we have very few documents. For modern age in Cyrillic, in modern Mongolian, here I just include the modern Mongolian legal documents. For that things, we have a increasing number of documents. About the collaboration, I think the doctoral student who is actually conducting this research belongs to the one division of Mongolian National University, and she have a legal background. So also they have some support from JICA, I guess. So if the system is implemented, maybe it's a huge impact, but seems like it's a quite huge system. So I'm not sure whether we will finish in 3 years or not. But if if we do finalize such a system, I think there is a good chances and in terms of collaboration, in terms of utilization, etc.
Okay,
so, but still not difficult.
I hope you should have some collaboration with other research area in your research. I think. Thank you very much. Indeed.
Thank you.
先生、ありがとうございました。それではちょっと時間を過ぎてしまいましたので、本日の、ビルゲサイハン先生のご発表はここまでとさせていただきます。常木先生、ビルゲサイハン先生、今日はありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。それでは、次回の、国際 LC セミナーのアナウンスをさせてください。次回103回目の、セミナーは、2週間後になります。時間は、今日と同じ18時からです。講師は、群馬県立女子大学の、鈴木千佳彦先生を、講師としてお願いしております。いただいておりますタイトルは、顔これと江戸見。副タイトルがですね、人文学資料マイクロコンテンツ化による歴史学、美術史学資料の活用ということで、いただいておりますので、またぜひご参加ください。本日はどうもありがとうございました。これで、セミナー終了とさせていただきます。ありがとうございました。